Alright, now we're looking at figure 391. 391, we basically have a 4 3/8 inch square here that is turned upside down like a diamond or on end. So we're going to start off by doing that. We're going to draw a square that is 4 3/8 by 4 3/8. You zoom in on it there. By 4 3/8. So we have our box. What I'm going to do with that box is rotate it. So I'm going to go to Modify, Rotate. It says select the objects that you'd like to rotate. But there's only 4 lines on the screen right now, so I'm going to select all 4 of them. Then it still asks me select the objects to rotate. There's nothing else to select, so I'm going to right click. It asks me for a base point. I'm going to select, you can really select anywhere, but I'm going to select somewhere in the middle. And at this point you can see I can start rotating this piece around into like the diamond shape that I want. But if you read the bottom of the screen, it asks you for a reference angle. If you type in 45 and hit enter, that piece is now going to be a diamond. The next thing we have to get is these 1-inch flats right here. That's a 1-inch flat, and this is a 1-inch flat. How I would do that would be to draw a line from point to point, and then I'm going to go Modify, Offset. What is half of 1 inch is a half, so it says what is the offset distance? 0.5. If I go select the line and go this direction, and select the line and go this direction, when I can erase this middle one out now. If I draw my line from here to here, that should be a 1-inch piece. Erase those out. At this point in time I can trim. I'm going to go Modify, Trim. It says what are the objects that I want to select. I'm going to select everything. It says what are the objects you want to select. There's nothing else to select, so you right click. Now it says what do you want to cut out of there. I'm going to left click on each one of those top ends, and those lines are out of there. The next thing we gotta get is these rounds right here, the fillet rounds. So the fillet rounds, we gotta know the size of them. I am looking at the arrowhead again. This arrowhead right there is pointing at that biggest circle, and it says that the radius of that is a 5/8 radius. So what we have to do is use a new command. I'm going to go to Modify, Fillet. Modify Fillet, and you must read the bottom of the screen down here. It says right here that your radius is 0. Well, just like in circles, if we want to change the radius to diameter, you got to hit D enter, but now we're going to hit R enter. The radius was 5/8. And now I can left click on top, left click on the bottom, and automatically rounds it. I'm going to right click, repeat the fillet. If you read the bottom of the screen, the radius is still set to 0.625, so we're good. So I'm going to left click here, left click there, and it rounds it over. Now I want to get the inside circles here and on the top part as well, but we'll start off with the ones on the left. If I look at that arrowhead is pointed inside circle, and it says the diameter is 5/8. So at this point, I'm going to hit the circle button. Touch the arc, it gives you the center point, and hit D-enter, 0.625. Repeat the circle, D-enter, 0.625. I'm looking here, it says that our center points are down 1/2 of an inch to get to the center point of this circle. So I'm going to use the offset command. It says what is the offset distance? 0.5. That line lower, that line above it. And now I can draw my circles from the midpoint of that part. If your midpoint button is not coming up, you right click on O-Snap, go to settings, and make sure your midpoint button is selected. That is the midpoint, and D-enter, 0.625, and D-enter, 0.625. Then you come back and erase the horizontal lines. Last thing, I'm going to draw a line from midpoint to midpoint. only to get my center point for the biggest circle on the inside. I'm looking at this arrowhead here. That arrowhead says that that small circle is a diameter of 1 7/8. So I'm going to draw a circle from this midpoint at a D inner 1 7/8. Erase out the line, and now figure 391 is complete.